Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Raija Kattilakoski. I am PhD and consultant and educator at Positiimi.fi, a private entrepreneur nowadays. And now I'm going to tell about the inclusive design of school buildings, analysis of basic and general upper secondary education institutions in Finland. And this is part of a bigger survey. We have a team. There is also Sari and Tina and Markku and so on. And everybody has their own interests, which we are analyzing from this in this project. Okay, how can I? Yes. And this presentation includes these 4 issues. And purpose of this study or analysis is to find out how physical spaces, furniture, and space solutions support inclusion in school buildings. And in the analysis of school buildings, the aim is to find spatial solutions that best support inclusion. And we have used pedagogy and design documents, floor plans, and so on, written documents of 15 educational institutions. And in addition, the accessibility of the premises has been assessed based on a supplementary survey conducted for schools. And we have those material, we have those, and we could use them, but I haven't analyzed them yet. And this is part of Healthy Spaces, General Educational Learning Environments 23-24 report, and this is funded by Finnish National Board of Education. The inclusivity of the premises has been evaluated using the criteria of accessibility, and it has been developed a separate set of criteria for this project based on several sources. And that's why I didn't find versatile or comprehensive enough criteria, so I had to made my own. And here in the picture, you can see one of the criteria, for example, which means contrasts in the learning spaces. There are 2 kinds of steps, and you can see which one of them is better for those who can't see properly. And the background theory is inclusion and learning spaces, and Finland is committed to international agreements of inclusive education, or for example, UNESCO Salamanca Agreement and United Nations agreements. And according to the Finnish Constitution and the Equality Act, no one may, without an acceptable basis, be placed in a different position on the basis of gender, age, ethnic or national origin, citizenship, language, religion, belief, opinion, sexual orientation, health condition, disability, or any other reason related to the person. And the criteria has made based on these criteria here. We have also Equality Act, which we have to obey. And the learning environment should remove barriers to going to school, support learning, and enable everyone to feel a sense of belonging to the community. And I think it's maybe the most important thing, as well as opportunities for interaction and cooperation. And here is the criteria. The main themes are here. accessibility in this study, there are senses, hearing and seeing, movement, perceived environment, neurospectrum, cohesion, diverse identity, and interaction. And under these main themes, there are sub-themes, and I have used them to evaluate each aspect of accessibility in physical learning environments, and here are some sources which I've used. Here is an example of a table. So every school, I have filled one table of every school, and here is a small part of the table. For example, senses, hearing, and here are the sub-themes. And I have read those written documents and wrote down across if there are mentioned these criteria, and also the best or mentioned things around these issues. And then this is the small part of the final summary of spatial solutions which support inclusion. Here are on upper side code names of schools, and these A and B, C, D, and so on means typologies, which means the A and B schools are more closed. There are corridors and some classrooms around them, and the more you go to the right to C, D, E, and so on, there are more open learning spaces. And there is also year of construction or renovation, and the criteria, sub-themes and criteria are maximum 33. And as you can see, there are 4 schools which have had some kind of points or criteria over 20. But there are also schools which had only 6 or 9 mentions about inclusive or supporting solutions which support inclusion. And here is also an example of senses, hearing, and there are the other themes are also there, but they are not shown in here. This is not ready yet, but findings so far and next steps. The records of accessibility vary from school to school, as you saw. And I found that in some design documents, the physical accessibility was connected to a broader plan for an inclusive operating culture. And when there was described a broader plan, there were more mentions of inclusive settings and physical accessibility in the learning space. The next step is to analyze supplementary survey for teachers and an interview for teachers and students, or there are many interviews. And the final results will be published at the beginning of 2025. And here are some sources. And thank you for your interest. And here are my contact info. And I am also part of this Nordplus. So we are getting something new from that project too. Thank you.